Hi, I am Brett Zalawski, and I'm going to teach you how to properly use a semicolon. The first rule of using a semicolon is use a semicolon in the place of a period to separate two sentences where the conjunction has been left out. So in the sentence, the test results are in, you will receive them tomorrow. Rather than using a word like and in between the two sentences, you can use a semicolon because they are related topics. Rule 2. It is preferable to use a semicolon before introductory words such as namely, however, therefore, that is, for example, or for instance when they introduce a complete sentence. It is also preferable to use a comma after the introductory word. In the sentence, in math you will learn many things. For example, which is the introductory, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. To separate these the introductory from the beginning sentence, you would put a semicolon and you would put a comma after the introductory. Rule 3. Use either a semicolon or a comma before introductory words such as namely, however, therefore, that is, for example, or for instance when they introduced a list. Following a complete sentence, use a comma after the introductory word. In the sentence, it is necessary to take care of your dog. You would use the semicolon before the introductory word and you would place a comma after it. And you would do this because this is what you use when you are making a list after the first initial sentence. Rule 4. Use a semicolon to separate units of a series when one or more of the units contain commas. So, in the sentence, teams come from Detroit, Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, and Austin, Texas. To separate the city and the state, you would use a comma, and there is multiple commas being used, so you would separate each of the locations with a semicolon. Rule 5, which is the last rule of semicolons. Use a semicolon between two sentences joined by a coordinating conjunction when one or more commas appear in the first sentence. The first sentence would be, when you are done, I will check it. The second sentence would be, you can study the answers. The first sentence contains a comma. Since there is a comma right here, you would have to separate the two separate sentences with a semicolon, and that would be the final rule for semicolons. And you would have to use all of these rules to properly use semicolons with proper grammar.